Hey guys, StyledSnail here. What is your favorite map in Gorilla Tag and why? Keep it in mind because I'm ranking all of the Gorilla Tag maps, the official StyledSnail Gorilla Tag map ranking. I'm on Alpha Squad and I'm in the creator troop and I have a few thousand hours in the game itself. I think I know what I'm talking about. Although, just remember, this is still my opinion. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe. And if any of my opinions are different than yours, let me know down below and let me know what you agree with me on. And if you enjoy, hit that black subscribe button, white if you're on dark mode. Before we get into the actual ranking, let's have a baseline of what I like about Gorilla Tag. What is the StyledSnail way of playing Gorilla Tag? Well, it's actually pretty simple. I like a game called Mirror's Edge, which is a parkour game. And I'm all about that monkey parkour. The flow that you can get playing Gorilla Tag and all the different jukes and jumps you can get, all the routes. I feel like that is the best part, and that is what makes Gorilla Tag Gorilla Tag. Doing all this stuff like wall climbing and wall running and all that. I love all the different techniques that you can do. The social part of this game is awesome too, although the community has gotten more toxic and cringe over time, and the age has dwindled to the younger ones. You can still have some really awesome monkey moments if you get a good lobby, but you do have to find the good lobbies. Now time to actually rank stuff. Woo! Alright, let's start with Forest, since it is the most popular map and the first one that you'll actually get to in the game. Forest has a charm like no other in Gorilla Tag, just because everything really comes together awesomely. All of the trees are the same tree scaled and rotated, and it all fits together really well. Unless you're over in this section, you get decapitated a lot. I don't like that. But the flow you can get, all the routes that exist, this map is amazing, and I don't think I would actually change anything about it, except maybe the slippery walls, since we now have the wind zone that keeps you inside the map. I don't think we really need them anymore, and if anything, maybe just keep the really slippery walls. Little bit of redundancy. You can always have fun in Forest. Forest is just, it's so classic. It's the best. Every monkey knows how to play Forest. It's where everyone learned everything. This is where they started. They jumped down from the tutorial into the map and everyone became the same type of monkey. We were all just noobs trying to play monkey game. The layout itself hasn't changed pretty much at all, but we did get the lamp posts as well as the campfire and the different themed props that would pop up around fall, Halloween, winter, and all that. As well as all the different leaf types we'd have. We'd have the green leaves, we'd have no leaves, we'd have these leaves, fall leaves. A bunch of different leaves. And there's a huge debate that always goes on every time it changes. Some people like leaves, some people don't. I myself love the leaves. I think it's part of the map. You need to be able to not just see everywhere. Map awareness is a huge part of what makes this game skill-based. But people have seemed to like the middle line of the big leaves and no leaves with these blossoms. They don't hide everything, they don't show everything, but I still like the green leaves best. The best part of the history of this map is apparently Lemming just placed stuff randomly, and it just came together so well, and I think that just, it seems like everything was placed so meticulously, everything to fit, but it was actually just, we'll place that there, and there, and it just came together really well, and monkey game. You can get all kinds of players in this map. You can get the wall climbers, you can get the campers, you can get the ones that stay on the floor, the branchers, hybrid, hiding, you never know. Forest is the everything map, except sliding. That's only mountains. But we'll get to that in a bit. I'd give Forest an S. Definite S tier. Very top tier map. If you would do any changes to this map, let me know what they would be. Because I think this map is pretty perfect. Like, I could see some just additions, some more stuff. Map bigger would be awesome. Maybe add something in this huge open airspace right here. And now on to the next map. We'll go in order of how they came into the game, so we'll go Cave next. Caves gets a lot of crap for being a pretty decent map mixed in with a crap map. People like mines a lot more than caves. I like them both put together, but I think they would both be a lot better separated and improved. Like, I love this crystal section, but I feel like there could be a lot more interconnectivity and just a lot more stuff going on with it. And it's actually got a lot of verticality to it. Even though you don't use too much of it for verticality, it's just going where it leads you. But you can get some sick getaways if you just run into mines and they see you and then you run right back out of mines. But mines is awesome too because it's an enclosed space. You never know where someone is unless you're listening. You can turn a corner and just get tagged or tag someone. You never know what's going to happen in mines. You also got the piano here so people can play their best songs even though all they do is play the Among Us theme. Bigger mines is the one map change I've really been wanting. And people have always thought with these weird things with the texture, it's going to be like, oh my god, mine secret tunnel, but I don't know about that. But I'd like to be able to mine some of these shiny rocks. I feel like that would have been cool. I'd give this map a C. It's not too replayable, but it is awesome. There's not too much stuff you can really do, especially compared to Forest with how many routes there are. The crystals are big and there's not too many of them. And the little route changes that you can get aren't really massive. Like I can just like come down to here and then down to here, or I could have just jumped over to there. And playing tag in mines kind of sucks because if there's one on this side and one on that side, you're stuck, you're dead. Sometimes you can juke out of it, most times good luck. Alright, on to the next map. Canyons time. Most of y'all should already know how my feelings are going to be about this map. Canyons is the best map, in my opinion. I think it's the best map for the awesome monkey parkour that I like about Gorilla Tag. Mainly because it's a lot of enclosed spaces and all you're basically doing is doing wall climbing in between the double walls. And the double walls are my favorite part of Forest. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. But I love juking people out so much on this. I'll just do like a circle. Come around here, come down here, and then I'll just come back up right behind them. And I'll just keep doing that. It's so fun to juke people around on here. This is the wall where I learned wall climbing. This is where I got good at Gorilla Tag. When Canyons was in beta, this is where I was. Just wall climbing, learning how to do it, getting good, becoming a god at the main component you're doing at this game, which is hitting stuff. So this map will always be the best to me because this is where I got all the skill that I have now, other than just playing the game normally. This is where I did most of my practicing. If you don't think Canyons is the best map, dislike the video, totally don't subscribe. This was the first new map that I played in Gorilla Tag as well. Caves was already in the game when I first got the game. And with it being peak wall climbing technique territory, I love this map. This is my favorite map. Nothing will ever stop me from loving this map. This map also gets an S tier from me. Tie it with Forest if you need to, if you don't think one's better or the worse. Canyons is the best map in Gorilla Tag. And now we have City. City is a kind of useless map when it comes to the actual gameplay of Gorilla Tag, but then they added the cosmetics and it became the biggest system in the game, the main funding for the game, and the main way to express yourself inside of the game. A lot of it still is pretty useless. There's a bunch of huts that have nothing in it. People always thought that there was going to be stuff added, and I still hope there will be. But we haven't had anything new added to the store since we had the Gorilla Tag themed cosmetics. All of these have been here since Gorilla Tag first came out. Some extra pins have came out, and not counting the actual bundles that you can buy. City has not really changed as much as it should have. You got the mirror so you can see yourself and all your cosmetics and all the other monkeys and their cosmetics and see what's going on. It's also got the outside with the rocket and the monkey heads up there. That was a huge part of monkey lore speculation back in the day. And you have the comp course that's way too easy. I think it should be extended, definitely. And then we have multiple unused floors of the city, except for like the golden monkey mask. City has kind of became a little hub map of its own with dungeon and mountains and the comp course all being connected. Even though I guess you can't really count the comp course as its own map. It is kind of. But I'd give City a C. It definitely should have more going on. Especially with all of the unused huts. I don't think there should be both a bunch of unused huts and a couple basically unused floors in the shop. We've had the shop used once, and that was for Christmas. Other than that, I don't think we got anything. We got the cake on the anniversary. Other than that, I don't think there was anything. Like, look at all these huts going unused. It was perfect. We could have had so much. But now it's time for the slipperiest map of them all, mountains. This one's going to be a little hard to rank because it did recently get a complete revamp over the whole middle section because the walls on the outside didn't change. But I've always kind of hated mountains. I don't really like the sliding mechanic in Gorilla Tag. I don't mind the sliding itself, but just how much of the map is pretty much just sliding. Because all you're doing is kind of just having your hand down there. And I know I'm just a hater, but I think this isn't really playing the game, you know? And especially if you try and play Infection, like actually being able to go all the way around the map multiple times and just keep doing that. But after the revamp, it is a lot better in my opinion, not specifically for Tag, but just as a map itself. It reminds me a lot of like SSX Tricky. To do some snowboarding in Gorilla Tag, hit the wall. But I think Mountains is the worst map in Gorilla Tag for the reasons that I don't like sliding. But still, I'm going to give this map a D. I do not like mountains. I never really have. And everyone who watches and knows me knows that I do not like mountains. Alright, we're getting close to the end. Clouds. I really like clouds. I like the fact that they added the extra little speed boost when you're jumping on the actual clouds. I think that's just awesome. And also all these wind zones. which also led to a lot of out-of-bounds stuff being patched in Gorilla Tag, which is awesome in my opinion. These vines are basically like a bunch of double walls in forest. I love them. Also, the ones that actually move you. This was top tier when it came out. All the village stuff up here with a bunch of the platforms. You got the houses with the windows you could try and juke people out of. Yes, the TV and the Gorilla Grip tires. This map was just kind of funny. We got washing machines. Like, why is all this here? All in all, I'd give this map a B. I think this is definitely one of the better maps in the game. Not played as much as all the others probably, or at least forests and probably canyons and mountains. People really didn't like caves. I don't know if that's still how it is. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. The last map in Gorilla Tag so far. The dungeon map with this awesome door and the awesome button you can press. And got all the posters. Love the art. The music in this map's awesome. I haven't even talked about the music. Let me know if you want a music ranking as well. But I love the D&D theming with the beholder monk eyes, and you got the maze, and you got the coin that you gotta find, you got the chest there, there's the earnable cosmetic kind of things, even though you still had to buy them. But the size change is awesome. It's the biggest one we've had so far. And it is definitely extreme monkey moments down here. Very creepy. Pretty backrooms-like. This map's pretty sick, but didn't really have too much of a use other than for the size changer stuff. Seems like it was made specifically for it, and the whole theming as being a basement was just kind of made as like a Stranger Things type thing. You know, he's got a basement with D&D and a bunch of old references. So I'd give this map a D per dungeon. And there we have it, all Gorilla Tag maps ranked. Let me know what you think of my opinions. Let me know what your opinions are down below in the description. And make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed. Goodbye.